Here's what's happened in the last 2 years. 5 years ago, you can find videos of me online where I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, asking, begging people to get on TikTok. At the time, there was none of this China talk and all the other stuff that's in your head. It was, people didn't want to get on it because they just thought it was for 14-year-old girls dancing. What I knew is they were just saying the same shit they told me about Facebook. I know a lot of you, when you first heard about Facebook 15 years ago, didn't think it was gonna mean anything for your business because it was just college kids. These platforms all tend to do the same thing. They tend to age up. The reason I was yelling about TikTok is in that story I told you earlier, obvious to all of you was that Facebook and Twitter were huge home run investments. What is less obvious to all of you was that Tumblr should have been the biggest company of them all. Tumblr of the three companies, and by the way, I did great on Tumblr. I invested at $4 million, they sold it for $1 billion to Yahoo. But it still should have been bigger. Because what Tumblr understood in 2008 was what Facebook and Twitter did was they built social media, the social graph, who you were friends with. And that's what you would see. But I think all of you know, especially for how it happened and it started with college kids, as you get older, as you live your life, your friends change, their interest and your interest can possibly change, and your aunt posting about her pet pig was not necessarily the coolest thing that you could see in your feed. What Tumblr understood was what you're interested in tends to be stickier and could follow you. I've loved the New York Jets since 1982. That is a much deeper, longer relationship for me than most of the friends, acquaintances, and things that have funneled through. That is what social media, on the back of what TikTok did 3 years ago, 4 years ago, has evolved into. I'm gonna assume that the people in this room that open TikTok or Facebook or Twitter or any platform are starting to realize they're seeing things they're interested in now more than just things that they would follow. This is called the interest graph. This is the single most important thing for the people in this room. When I look at this room, and I'm gonna say this, just so you understand, I don't give a shit about social media. Could care less. I'm not a techie. The only reason I'm talking to you about social media is it's what's working right now. If this was 2001, I'd be thrilled to talk to you about email and Google. If we're doing this in 16 years, I'm thrilled to talk about VR and AR and whatever else.